Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel. This is semi-original guy, aka Mr. Cannon from Advancements by Web, bringing you Part 7, Episode 7, Mission 7 of the Kartal Mini War Room series. Woo! So, this is gonna be a banger, guys. We got Paradise Resort up next, where the Blue Moon Army is going to defend their lands against Adder's assault. Now, this is a Navy battle. So, since Orange Star is liberated, we now get to choose Blue Moon, and we get to pick any one of the Blue Moon COs here. Grit, Colin, Olaf. Now, obviously, most people would probably pick either Grit or Colin. But me, I like Olaf. So we're going to pick Olaf, and let's go. Max speed is 16 days. And this was the first attempt that Kartal made, and it ended up being scrapped. But the theme is to scout the woods with naval units. So we can see right now that Adder's got a whole whack load of naval units. And Olaf, he's only got a little tiny strike force of navy. Perhaps Olaf's navy. Who knows? Maybe it's the remnants of that battle. But either way, you don't really have too much to start out with, so the first thing that I wanted to do at least was get those properties, get those bases. Alright, so a fast way to do that, build APC, build an infantry, bada bing bada boom. And you just gotta move up your units. So subs have 5 vision in advanced wars, so they're very good for scouting the seas, the barren seas of advanced wars. So you want to get them up in the front line, so you can check out what is going on. Reefs also function as, forest tiles for Navy. You can hide your units in there, so very important to do so. Okay, so day 1 from Adder, we have a whole bunch of mystery movements, and we have no idea what is going on. So, I guess we'll find out. Find out in a few turns, at least. So, on first glance there, I think some of you might have actually seen that Adder's got somewhere around like 4 subs and like a whole bunch of other Navy units. So those are things that we have to watch out for later on in the battle. In the meantime, you have to figure out how to move your battleships around and your other units so that, they don't blow up. Because you don't want them blowing up, that's for sure. Now, I'm going to drop the infantry here. Mostly just because it's going to take the exact same amount of days if I actually push the APC up to the base area, so it's not really much point of doing that. I do the reverse build though, with the APC on the bottom side so that I can funnel the infantry to the south and capture that base as well. So very, very important that you get those bases. And once again, Adder moving all his units. So it's pretty cool that Adder's theme in Advance Wars is most of the time he will just have a whack load of pre-deployed units, and then he'll just pretend that he's good. He'll be like, yeah, I got all these pre-deployed units, there's no chance of me losing. Because Adder generally is like a fairly weak CO in comparison to most of the other ones. His co-power and super co-power charge like very quickly, so they can be very viable. Right? But the issue is that he has no day-to-day abilities, so nothing is really going on with that. And that's about it. There's just not too much going on. Not too much going on with him at all. So Olaf, on the other hand, he gets that global damage, and he gets to use snow to his advantage. So he can be very, very good that way. So yeah, like I was saying before my dog came trampling in here, right? Olaf, yeah, he gets the use of Blizzard. He can walk through snow, so he actually ends up being quite a bit more powerful than somebody like Adder, right? Now, a really good player would be able to play Adder very well. I mean, +1 movement for the cost of 2 stores can be very effective, but you just have COs like, you know, Colin, right? Who also gets a 2-star power, which is just incredibly stronger than old +1 movement there, so yeah. He just kind of falls short on the tier list a bit. So, I am capturing both of the bases, which is nice. I was thinking about loading that APC onto the lander, but I'm going to send him up here because there's 3 neutral properties up there, and I feel like getting those properties as quickly as possible would be good. Now, because this is primarily like a naval battle, you're going to need lots of funds in order to actually buy those Navy units. Now, ideally, I would want to pump out like a battleship every single day, but I mean, we'll see if that happens or not. But either way, I'm not really throwing my funds away on a bunch of units just yet. There's not really too much point to buy big units, in my opinion, yet. So, I'm just gonna keep building the little guys and see what happens. So I see that he dove those 2 subs right there, right by my battleship, so able to remember that. So I am going to do something about those. Alright, so bring my APC down, load up another infantry, because once again I'm going to go for those properties up there. Load the second APC just to get a boost somewhere. Going to go for that port. Cool. So, you know, port's important. But as we recall, there are a bunch of hidden units right here. So I wanted to make sure that I discovered one of them so I can move up with the cruiser, take a shot. Then I'm going to follow up the attack with this one. Now that's mostly so my 2 little guys there are safe. You know, you want to keep them safe, can't be spotted. So I know there's another sub there, obviously, right? So you don't want to deal with that. Don't want to deal with it at all. Not at all. A battle with me is a greater honor than you deserve, says the Adder. Now, I think Adder is an incredibly cool CO. Don't get me wrong. He's just kind of weak. Which is why, like I said, in the missions with Adder, they always pump him full of like pre-deployed units, right? To make him seem more powerful than he is. And plus, when he's got a lot of units like that, you have to do a lot of battle damage to him, which means he gets his power all the time. So you're almost constantly dealing with his +1 movement. Or even +2. Alright, so I see a cruiser, and I see the sub. So you gotta make sure that you do that damage. I can't do the 90% damage to him anymore because he's got that 10% defense. Unfortunately. And I can't bring my sub in range to get supplied by the APC right away, which is also unfortunate. So that's gonna be like a 2-day ordeal right there. But luckily I have 2 APCs, so, you know, it's okay. Everything will be fine. Now, I do have Blizzard ready, but obviously you don't want to pop Blizzard unless you're in like some kind of a desperate situation. What you want to do is use Winter Fury, because Winter Fury is amazing. 2 global damage and snow. Can't go wrong. So, you know, pop myself up a medium tank. Because medium tank's great. I spot a 1 HP recon right there, so I take him out. Now the AI cheats though. It can see your units like no matter where they are, even if it has vision or doesn't, which is kind of unfortunate. So you gotta keep that in mind whenever you're doing fog war against the AI. The AI always cheats and it's terrible. So even if you destroy, you know, the vision machines like the recons, subs, missiles, blah blah blah, all that stuff, right? They still see you. The only time you can be truly safe is if you're hidden in a forest. It's the only time. Alright, so we got D7. What do we got going on now? So we got subs. Got lots of subs. So I'm gonna rise him because I know he's almost out of fuel. I'm gonna attempt to capture the port. but I feel like that's probably not going to work out too well. I do resupply the little submarine there, which is important. Gotta keep your subs alive. Now, in a mission like this, when you have pre-deployed Navy units like that, you know for certain that those units play an incredibly vital role. Incredibly vital. Because you can't just willy-nilly go buy more Navy units, right? Clearly, the amount of funds that you have are set with a purpose in mind. So by losing your Navy units early, you're basically forfeiting any chance of you getting the S rank. Keep them alive. Use the reefs. Play smart. Okay, so I don't think that I see anything else that I can really do. Now, I realize that attacking the recon in the south there with the medium tank prevents me from building another unit there. But I wanted to just get rid of it. Alright, so Adder's got 2 medium tanks up north now, which is spooky. Very spooky. So what am I gonna do? Plop 1 infantry down. Almost killed him, but survives with 1 health. I'm gonna build a rocket up north just so I can get a little extra indirect firepower over there. Because the artilleries, like, they'll be able to fire, like, you know, a little bit of a distance, obviously, but they're not going to hit too far. So, I feel like I want to do something about that. So, I think I'm going to strike the medium tank here. I was hoping for a luck roll, but I didn't get one, so 55% damage. You know, whatever. Is what it is, right? At least I know that minimum it's got 45 health left. So I plop an infantry down the island to see what was going on. Notice that Adder hasn't capped any of those buildings yet, which is fantastic. Which means that my infantry are able to go and cap them. And you want to get those islands before Adder has access to battleships too. Like, I think he might have battleships starting out. I'm not 100% sure. But you want to do that so that he can't, you know, get those battleships and attack you. Because you don't want that. It's bad. It's bad for business. Bad for the Blue Moon economy. Because if you can get the base, you can hold the island, no problem. Even if you get shot at, like, every single turn. Okay, so end of day 8 for me, beginning of day 8 for Adder. Let's see what he does. Okay, so he's revealed that he has another cruiser, which is spooky for my subs. Very spooky for my subs, because I'm gonna start using my subs hopefully to scout out those forests now. Now, unfortunately, I'm not quite ready to use like a whole lot for the forest, but pretty soon. I am able to scout the closest forest, but I can only hit it with the battleship right now. So I do take the shot, obviously. You know, you gotta take the shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, remember that. Alright, what else do we got going on here? Oh, I almost thought I built that anti-air unit. So people say that, you know, you don't want to build anti-air units, but sometimes I find they're actually pretty useful even if you're not fighting air units, because they're able to, what's the word? Do lots of damage to, like, infantry units, right? So you can use them to actually sometimes clear out infantry units that are sitting on roads and bridges and stuff like this. And for like a map like this, obviously, like, it could be somewhat useful considering the amount of bridges there are with the choke points. But like most of the time, like, I don't know, you kind of want to somewhat stay away from it, but I build them all the time. I don't think I build them on this map though, but they are useful. You can use them. Alright, so let's see what happens here. Oh, the cruiser has revealed my cruiser. And that was before any of his indirects took shots too, so I wonder if he actually takes a shot here. Oh yeah, he does. He took a shot with a mystery unit though, because I don't know what actually hit for the 80% damage right away. But something definitely did. But you can see that I'm almost at Winter Fury now, right? So a few more shots taken and I'll have it. So, of course, even if you don't get it at the beginning of your turn, sometimes using it like mid-turn or whatever can be incredibly valuable. And in this sense, I definitely took the initiative and used it right away. Now, let's see what else he's got going on. So, I capture the base. Ooh. And also, if you're wondering why I put the infantry down instead of in the forest there and not middle island, it was to make sure that he wasn't going to send anything to interrupt the cap on the base. That was the main reason why I did that. Because obviously, you don't want him to interrupt the cap. And, you know, it prevents me from getting the port like a day sooner, but still thought it was important. Now, I noticed the lander was in range of the rocket, and I don't want to lose the lander just yet, or at all, obviously, but just yet for sure. Okay, so I want to attack the cruisers because I still have subs in the area and I need them to be protected. I'm just going to simply take out the recon with an infantry hit. Then I scout ahead, and I noticed that there is a rocket right there. Oh boy, oh boy. So now that I have the APC there, I'm able to bring the sub down and hide it in the reefs once again. Even though it's dove, still good to hide it in the reefs, just in case, because you just never know. More than likely, the APC is going to get shot down next turn, and he's going to move a unit closer, right? So, cruisers are a little bit down on the list of movements for the AI, from what I found. So more than likely he would have moved something in range there. Yeah, because look at all the units that moved before the cruiser, right? So it's a good thing I went and got that base when I did too in the center, because you can see now Adder is sending units. And like, what is it, like day 10 or something? Yeah, so he'll send his infantry in by day 10 by the looks of it. So definitely want to stop that assault. So on any map that involves like a lot of Navy units like this, the having map control is incredibly important. You do not want to give up any room, because once you lose an island, because it's Navy and you need to rely on, you know, either very choke pointy locations or, you know, landers, it's very, very difficult to actually take an island back once it's lost. So map control, important. Make sure to get those properties. And for this one, like I showed, it's not really too difficult to get on that island. You just want to wait just a little while to make sure that Adder sends the majority of his forces at you first. And then you can kind of just sneak around back and get them. Which is not too bad. Alright, so I build an artillery this turn. Now I build the artillery mainly so that if he doesn't move that tank, I'll be able to just shoot the tank, then my medium tanks can move up. The look of terror on your face. That's so mean. So mean to you. If I have any wrestling fans out there, Adder would make such a great heel. Kind of reminds me of like the Miz, like, you know, just that like chicken shit heel, right? He'd be like so perfect. Oh my god, it'd be great. Because he's so cocky, but he just like can't win most of the time. No disrespect to the Miz though. I love the Miz. He's solid. Okay, so moving that infantry back, didn't really necessarily need to do that. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever, right? So I had to end up bringing the, you know, that guy, the sub. I had to bring the sub back in, right? So that's unfortunate. But I don't think he's got any cruisers left, so I think it's going to be okay. Well, he does have a cruiser, but it's down by my lander now. So it's not really going to be doing, like, too much damage at this point. And I do a risky move with my medium tank, moving him all the way forward. Realize there's nothing left on the bridge, so now I'm like, okay, my infantry can move in finally. Woo! Thank God. Alright, so I built 2 tanks. Gonna load them up on that lander. Not next turn, but the turn after that, and then just send them forward. Build another infantry on the island. I noticed that something smacked my my lander too, right? Most likely a battleship or a rocket somewhere. It might have been a rocket. I feel like a battleship might have one-shot it, but I'm not super sure about that. Either way, rockets and battleships have the exact same firepower too. The only difference is, well, a battleship, it's obviously a Navy unit for one, and 2, it's got more range. But it's just, the only problem with it is it's incredibly expensive. So while a battleship is like super good, it's just, is it really worth the funds? Well, it's questionable. Sometimes it is. I mean, there's certain like Advanced Wars League maps where it works really good. If you can afford it, that's the thing. If you can afford it, it's great. If you can't, well, I mean, it's not really going to do too much for you. Okay, so just slowly moving my indirects in. Hopefully gonna finally capture that port. Gonna go for a luck roll, and I got it. Powerful. Feels so strong. My APC is almost out of fuel, so I gotta make sure that that stays afloat. Gonna try to pop that guy for a damage, and I got it. Beautiful. Medium tanks are moving in. Now I'm gonna bring this artillery back to pop the cruiser next turn, hopefully. Then at least that'll get it out of my way. Now I don't know why I moved the lander. I think that was just a mistake because I wanted to load the tanks onto it, so I don't know why I moved it. Yeah, that was definitely an accident. Ah, well. So we do see now that it was a battleship that was doing all that damage. But I think that battleship is in range of mine now, which is cool. So I should be able to hit it. If that's what I choose to hit. Oh, I know I can't hit it. Oh, that's unfortunate. So you can see already it's like day 14, and the S rank condition for time is 16 days? Yeah, so it's like I'm not gonna get the S rank on this one, unfortunately. Like, that's just, it's not happening. So, you know, with that as my realization, I am just gonna keep on keeping on, you know? I do notice an infantry there, so I want to just get that out of the way. I have to sacrifice a medium tank hit for it, but, you know, that's okay. Oh, and then I see an APC. What is that guy doing there? Alright, so now that I don't have the lander there, there's not really too much that I can do with these tanks, so... I could send them, like, north, obviously, but that area is getting fairly congested. I could send him south and, you know, slowly make my way up that island, but I feel like I'll probably just build a lander with him afterwards and then just funnel him forward. Maybe I brought the... Okay, so, I don't know. I'm trying to, like, justify why I would have sent the lander away. And maybe I was just thinking that I could use it as, like, battleship bait. That's probably what it was. Battleship bait. Oh, and I'm just getting trapped everywhere. Ugh. So bad. So bad. Oh god, and I don't know what was on that lander. I don't want to know. That's also the spooky thing about Fog of War when it comes to Navy battles, is like, you could have some really expensive units on your landers, and then all of a sudden they just get one shot by a battleship hiding in a reef somewhere, and you're just like, oh no. Oh no. Like, could you imagine like having 2 Neo tanks on a lander? That's like 56,000 value gone in one turn. Something like that. God, it would just be terrible. I don't know how I would live with myself after that. But I do manage to take that battleship out, which is cool. So I don't gotta worry about it anymore. Now my battleship is out of ammo. It's out of ammo. Sad days. So obviously now I gotta bring that APC ahead to get it refueled. Resupplied. Well, refueled too. You know, fuel is always important. If you run out of fuel on your air units or your Navy units, they explode. So I finally find a place to plant that infantry. Finally! Thank God. Oh Lord. What a fantastic day. Guys and girls, what a fantastic day. It's landed. James Bond is in the house and he's gonna capture things. Hopefully. I don't know. Whenever I used to play Advance Wars with like my friends, right? Back in the Game Boy Advance days. One thing that we always used to do, you know, just for laughs, is we used to say that we had a James Bond. And it would just be a single infantry that would always move like way on the outskirts of the map and try to make its way to the HQ and cap it. And like we knew that most of the time it would never work, right? But we always went for it anyways. And make a big deal when James Bond finally got shot down. So yeah, it was super fun. I miss those days. Good old Advance Wars days. It only hurts for a moment. Sidewinder. What's the Japanese version of that? Is it Snakebite? I can't remember. Snakebite would have sounded cooler. Okay, day 16. We won, guys. Everything's done. Nah, I'm just kidding. There's so much more to go. Oh my lord. See, these are the battles that I struggle with the most, are the Navy battles. Especially in Fog of War, because I just find it incredibly difficult just to figure out the procedure of how to get up to his area like super fast. Like, it just never works for me, unfortunately. Alright, so I'll start doing damage to the battleship. Take out the lander. Okay, what's coming next? So I build an APC. Put my lander in the reef. Thankfully there wasn't anything in that reef, which is great. Definitely thankful for that. Oh, I should have just went for the cap. What was I doing? I knew there was an infantry there too. It's just being silly. Yeah, okay, so move my battleship in position. Gonna hit the artillery because now the rocket is unable to hit my tank, so that's just gonna be stationary, not moving. Good stuff. And what else we got going? So those 2 tanks I finally built are on the way. They're on the way. They're coming. They're coming for you, Otter. You better watch out. The big bearded man of snow is coming for you, and no, it's not Santa Claus. Although there is a Santa Claus, like, you know, cosmetic for Olaf, which is pretty fun. Okay, just gonna build some infantry, and that is it. Okay, day 16. That's all he's got. 1 shot. And I have 35,000 funds. Cool. So I'm getting there. My subs are not getting there, though. They are running out of fuel. But luckily, I've been building APCs in this match, so I'm able to resupply everything. Okay. Yeah, that was a mistake. You probably don't want to put your rocket on a road. If you're in that sort of situation, you probably want to put the other guy up there. The recon. I used my tank to base block his base up there, which is cool. That is finally going to be taken care of. Thank God. And let's see what else happens now. Rockets moving in. This is such a slow map. I mean, obviously, if you did it correctly, it would have been done by now. But me, you know, I don't do things correct. I just, like, struggle through it and hope for the best. It is a cool design for a map, though. Like, I like the idea, and I like the layout of the map. Like I said, I'm not good at these kind of maps. It's not work for me, unfortunately. Alright, so day 17, Adder is going to use his side slip. Slipping in there like a slithery little snake. Oh, and he just busts out with the flippin' dude. Just busts out with the dude. Sub coming in out of nowhere. Which is weird. Like, how much health did that sub have? Because it didn't really hit me very hard. Or, like, did I just counter it, like, really good or something? Or maybe there's something with Olaf that I'm missing in this ROM hack. Maybe his, like, navy had, like, more defense or something. I don't know. I'll have to check that next time I'm playing it. If you guys are wondering, these are all pre-recorded. So I did these, like, all before I did the commentary here. So that's why my hands aren't doing anything. It's all my footage, I swear to God. Nobody else would play this bad, except for me. But, let's see what I do. I don't think I'm playing super bad, you know? I'm getting there. Slowly pushing up. At this point, it's looking like I'm probably just gonna rout him, if anything. Alright, finally get an infantry on a lander heading over to where the HQ is, though. So that's good. But the spooky thing is I still don't know what he's got around the HQ, right? So it's still untested waters, it's still dangerous territory, and you don't know what he's gonna do. So in hindsight too, he's got a port down south too, so routing him would actually be pretty difficult. You'd have to split your navy in order to actually route him. And that was super lucky, because he almost took out my my lander there with some units on it. I can't remember what I loaded onto that, but I think it was a medium tank. So losing that would have been very bad. Very bad. Or maybe I only have infantry on there. I don't know. I can't really. There's too much going on. I can't quite remember everything that I put on a lander. But all I know is anything on a lander you don't want to lose, because you lose that unit additionally to the 12,000 funds you spent for the lander, which is just not good. You don't want that. Oh, that was the one with the 2 tanks. Oh, that would have been so sad. Those tanks have finally landed on the HQ. So now I get to find out what he's got on the HQ, which is great. Alright, so loading up 2 Neos. So like I said, if it goes down, that's 56,000 funds gone. Cross fingers. Pray for me. I hope it works. Also, there's not really too much point to use my co-power either. Or my super, I would say. It's not really gonna do much, but I'm gonna use it anyways. Because you don't, like I said, you don't know what he's got in those forests still. There could be something. But at this point, you just want a full sender up there and just see what's going on. So I scope it out. There's nothing on the HQ. And I do notice there is a 4 HP artillery. So in my mind, I think that that's like the last unit, right? I don't think there's anything else. So I mean, as soon as I kill that unit, it's over. Or is it? I'm just gonna spoil it for you. It's not over. It's not. It's got units in the south. It's terrible. Okay. Always put your landers in reefs. Even if you think you're safe, put your lander in a reef. Because at least then you know it's not going to get hit. Alright, day 20. I may just think that lander was going to get hit, eh? Ha! It didn't happen. Psych! And see, after I destroyed that unit there, I was just like, what? How can... Where? Where is he? Why is he not dead? And I got super sad at that point. I was just like, why? It was supposed to be over. I'm like checking the reefs. It's like nothing in the reefs, and finally like dawned on me. I was like, there is a south part to the map, isn't there? So also at this point, you know, I have the realization that, you know, I'm gonna win in like 2 turns anyways. So I wouldn't have enough time to send units to the south. Even though I know they're there. I found them. I remember that psych I was talking about. It's right there. Out of all the units I could send to go scout it, and out of all the things he could have there, it had to be a sub. Rip. Rest in peace, 56,000 funds. Oh, Lord. So, yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Well, that's why I said, you know, Keep it hidden. Keep it hidden. And don't go scouting with 56,000 funds worth of stuff. That's just a bad idea. That's a bad idea. Just don't do it. But I mean, at this point, I knew that I won the game anyways, so it didn't really matter too much. But obviously, that definitely hurt my score at the end of the day. So, sadness. And, you know, I don't have anything that can take that sub out in one turn. The cruiser can do, like, some good damage to it, but it's not going to take it on one turn, I don't think. No. So, it is what it is. I can take out that sub, though. So do that, then I just captured the HQ. Bada bing, bada boom. It's over. Victory. 275 points, A rank. So, I might have actually gotten the S rank if I didn't send that lander down. It's possible. I don't know. Because that was like 3 big units going. Just terrible. Oh well, what can you do? It is what it is, right folks? So, hopefully you enjoyed that one. I had a fun time playing it. Like I said, terrible at those missions, but I am willing to put myself through any sort of hell. Just to see how it goes. So, I'd like to thank you all for watching. This has been Semi-Original Guy, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web. Go to the link in the description below to check out Kartal, the creator of this ROM Hacks channel. Fantastic content over there, as well as a bunch of other things that you can download and play and torture yourself with, so it'll be fantastic. Link in the description below also for a place to download this ROM hack if you want to try it for yourself. If you're interested in Advanced Wars in a competitive fashion, go to Advanced Wars by Web, sign up for free today, and start playing with people around the world. It is a great time, and you might even see me there. So, it'll be super fun. Alright, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.